Alright, Hotep Jesus, you're one of the people who I know you saw this and you were like, for real. So everybody who saw this, Hillary Clinton talking about how the Republicans have already stolen the election or they're already planning to, blah, blah, blah. And then what did she say? It will be decided by state legislature. Why would that even happen? Oh, because, you see, the state legislature would decide if it turns out there's some horrible irregularity that's gone on in some, that the state legislature, and it's because of laws that have now made it. No. As it says in our state constitution or in the American, in the Constitution of the United States, in some way, shape, or form, this is actually the process. So once again, it's Democrats having a problem with the actual process by which the republic works, because at some point somebody might thwart the plans of the Democratic Party, because they always understand it as, no, what the Democratic Party wants is what is obviously the superior choice. They never think of this as maybe we're the baddies. They obviously never have this moment. This is another reason, the video before, that I don't forgive them. No, don't forgive them, because you see, the person you forgive is the person who is a conservative, who says, yeah, I gotta admit, I went a little crazy, and I was thinking some pretty crazy things, and then I started to realize I had gone crazy, and I started to actually listen to what other people were citing and their sources they were citing, and I looked into them and realized I was really wrong. And so I not just changed, but then when I started to understand, then I started to listen to real critique of my former positions and started to understand, this didn't come from a good place at all, actually. That I had to confront, this didn't come from an altruistic place whatsoever. This was sticking it to the natural order of things, which is a part of the conservative culture. Understanding there is a natural order to things, observing that clearly, will help you, because you will not try to work at weird, fantastical outcomes for the world. You will understand, if I do these things quite specifically, they will improve the life of these people quite specifically, and which is doable. A super big fantasy world of the liberal mind and progressive mind, they know they will fail. The progressives, Antifa, the socialists, they all know they'll fail. They know it. Some part of their brain that goes through logical processes understands they will fail. That it doesn't matter. That's people have to understand. It's a compulsion. It's a compulsive part of their personality. They will just keep doing it, and they know they will fail. There's more to this. I'm going to have to walk back through it. I thought through this before. I'm going to have to take a walk and have my morning walkie or something and really walk through it in my mind. They know they will fail. They know that what they're doing, they're going up against the actual nature of humans. And I think that's where Edward Dutton is quite correct in that a lot of what you see with leftists and Marxists and socialists and progressives are people who are the mutational, they're heavily mutated in some way, or they've been taken in by mutants, and the mutants are starting to spread their mutated ideas and such through this person, and because they're like, oh no, this person could spread the mutation, and that it's very important to keep them in the fold. That's a big part of what's happening with black males in the Democratic vote, that these people who are highly mutated, white Americans, white liberals, want to spread their mutated ways, and they don't work. They don't lead to long-term happiness. They don't lead to a genetic legacy or family or culture. The welfare state is almost a system that's developed in that way, and that's why the welfare system mutates the children that come out of it, and so some children come out of it and they're like, what? No, something's horribly wrong with this, and I need to never be like these other people I'm around. Like Kevin Samuels, he's one of these people who came out of it and is like, no, I like he saw unmutated people, and he's like, I want this. I want the crystal glass. Bing. If anybody remembers that episode. Thank you. Crystal glass. Bing. Water in a crystal glass. Ice water in a crystal glass. And so, so Hillary Clinton going straight to the legislatures. Well, suddenly, the legislatures, they're the ones who will be deciding. So, people who were elected will be deciding. Oh, and in lieu of what? Obviously, there's a reason they would be weighing in. There's a reason the legislature would be called in. There's probably, say, a law in the books that explains why the legislature... Oh, the legislature's being brought in because of massive irregularities in the voting process. Oh, and now it's that this law has been in some way strengthened because of the reinforcement of the last election, that they now have to, and that the Republican Party will insist on doing something because, well, this is really odd, there's all these irregularities in the voting. So she's already basically setting it up in a way, but she's also pointing out that they know they fucked up. They're about to fuck up. They know they are. They know they're about to fuck up. They're about to fuck up, and probably, I'm figuring it's going to be 2 states that that immediately there's going to be some stage where people are going to be like, so something is very wrong. There's reports from this and that and this, and then it's just going to be like the state legislatures are going to be like, all of you, every person in here, no, all of you, you're not going anywhere. No, we're figuring this out right now. Right now, we're figuring this out. Let's get it. I figure it's me. If anything goes funny, it's gonna be 2 of them, 2 states. There's 2 in particular I'm thinking of, but we'll see. That I'm thinking, and very quickly people will be like, nope. The legislatures will be like, nope, you ain't fooling us. You ain't fooling us. Wait, no, you can't fool us again. This is funny style, No, Secretary of State, you better get on this. These sheriffs here, they're going to haul you off, boy, if you don't fucking handle this, and the governor's going to fucking lock you up if you don't handle this. Don't worry, we'll find an excuse, boy. Find an excuse, toots. And so, in my mind, that's of course what's happening. But a moment of such heroism and credulity will not happen in the United States at present. We'll need a few more years until you have, Marjorie Taylor Greene just slap the cuffs on this fucker and see what he says. Just moments like that in history. Some picture, like when you go to Washington D.C., it's a picture of Marjorie Taylor Greene just looking at this cop, telling him, slap the fucking cuffs on this fucker and see what he says then. Yes, ma'am. Hail America. How dare you? But it's especially Hotep Jesus. I'm betting you're following what companies have gotten these contracts, and then some of the minutia of what companies are doing the electoral process of, and I bet you have your own ideas about this too, which I should make sure to see if there's any way that you end up responding to this, because that would be kind of dope. Because you're a big deal, bro. Jamaica. And so by the way, my reggae collection is dope as fuck. Just so you understand, it's there's this things I think you're part Jamaican or Jamaican in origin, nationality, your parents' nationality. That's what I've gleaned. So that's why every once in a while I'll send. On Twitter, I used to send you a reggae cut now and then, or a ska cut that I thought was just kind of a nice song. But the thing that for real though, I think it's going to be interesting to see what your take on it is, being that you understand that you maybe Tech G as well. I want to actually thank Tech G, because Tech G, that's what I was a holdout, pure blood. I was a holdout. I was counting on it. I'm like, I still believe. I believe in my people. I believe in my people, and they're the American people, and they're going to hold out. And we did. God, that feeling of pride it brings tears into my eyes. I could already feel it. It brings tears. This feeling of pride I have. You all held out. And I did, and I'm not taking anything away from people who I can eat, my child can eat, my wife, my husband can eat, and or I could hold out, and so no, I was able to hold out, yeah. So I'm interested in hearing eventually what's going to happen on this in a few days, just because of these people are going to state legislatures, and it's okay, so how bad are these voting machines going to fuck up then? I mean, if you're already preparing people, if you're already priming people to be worried about some state legislature, about people they voted for in their local jurisdictions to do exactly this, because that's a law that it says they have to do that. No, it should be sent to this judge. It should be sent to this judge, and this judge will say, Democrat got all those votes. Totally cool, bro. And so, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. This will be interesting to see. All right, later.